You ever meet somebody and ask them, do they believe in God? And then they look at you and say, I consider myself to be spiritual. Well, I think it's all BS, and we're going to talk about it, so stay tuned.
1 in a million to one villain. Too hot to be in the kitchen, I'll end up melting the ceiling.
What's going on, Javier Javier? It's your boy Javier Javier with the Javier Javier Show. Make sure you say it twice. All right, spirituality and people who claim to be spiritual, we got to talk about you now. You don't get off the hook, and I think it's BS that you think that somehow you could just say you spiritual and then that's the end of the conversation. Now, you meet a lot of people who will claim that they believe in spirits and ghosts and all of these different souls, or however they want to justify it. You get it in many different forms. You got the people who do meditation and believe in a higher form of existence. You got people who believe that they can see ghosts and that they somehow haunt them, or that they talk to their grandmother, or the spirits move within them and they somehow get these vibes and senses that there's more to the universe and more to just being human, right? But the problem I found with these spiritual people is it's really a way to avoid having to explain or rectify some kind of higher power. Now, the religious will, on one hand, decide that they believe in a God and that God created the world and the universe for a specific reason, and that it somehow put us at the center of the universe and we matter more than anything else in the world, right? But the spiritual people, they know that they can't really commit themselves to that idea. I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly why they think the way that they think, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. Let's break it down. For example, people who claim to be spiritual will sometimes try to do a lot of woo-woo magic with their words and say, well, I believe the universe is collective. We're all a part of something greater. We're connected somehow. There has to be more to humans than just matter and motion and these physical particles that move from one place to the other place and make all the magic happen, right? And they want to somehow retain this ability to connect with something beyond themselves and feel good about it while not being able to answer any real questions on why they are justified in believing what they believe. Now, I find this to be a problem for many reasons. The reason I decided to make this video was because somebody has to talk about it. Now, if I ask you, for you spiritual people out there, what is it that leads you to the conclusion that spirits or the soul or some kind of supernatural connection exists beyond the physical realm? What would your answer be? I had a vision. I had a dream. I felt something I can't explain. I saw something. Well, there are people who see things and feel things that most of us don't actually see. And does that mean that you're hallucinating? Does that mean that you're suffering some kind of mental breakdown that you can't account for? Did you go through all the other processes to figure out why it is that you experienced what you experienced before you came to the conclusion that there must be some kind of spiritual realm? I don't personally understand it. Now, you don't have a God to answer to. So you basically get to live your life the way that you want to without any restrictions. So you can smoke, you could drink, you could not take the Sabbath off. You can do all of these things with no one to answer to, but you still get to make the claim that you're spiritual. But what does that even mean? If you are spiritual, what created the spiritual realm? How does the spiritual realm exist, and what plane? Who manages it? You know, why is it even possible to begin with? You have to be able to explain these things. And I never find anyone who has a sufficient answer to explain why a spiritual realm would exist, but there's no way we can account for it. Now, the religious, on the other hand, has found a way to account for it in their worldview by saying there is this ultimate being named God who created all things. And actually, he's a spirit himself, and he created the physical world, which came after the spiritual realm. Okay, we already got problems with all of that. But the spiritual people, I need to know, what is up with you? Because I'm calling BS right now. So if you like this video, all you got to do is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button below, and you can become a member of the Hobby Lobby right here, right now. So do it. You got it done? Thank you. Now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think the spiritual realm exists? How do you justify it? Or on the other hand, do you think that the people who claim to be spiritual are really just copying out of trying to explain their worldview by removing a Godhead that doesn't explain evil and all of these other things that we have a problem with? Let me know. Till then, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time. I'm out.
1 in a million to one villain. Too hot to be in the kitchen, out in the melting the ceiling.